Stephanie Stewart, with 70 years of age, was part of Alberta's natural resource group that maintained the vigil at 128 lookouts across the province of Alberta, Canada. Stephanie lived on and off for 13 years at Athabasca Lookout, which she called her seasonal home. From her cabin, she could see the surrounding valleys, and there was only one remote road which connected the cabin to the valleys. Close to the cabin, there is also a 40-foot lookout that is no easy climb. The lookout has a ladder inside which make it possible to climb. Stephanie was a fit woman despite her age. She just recently had made the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. People at Lookout are required to call their command center 3 times a day. Stephanie was always on time and never missed a call. But when on August 26th of 2006 she missed to report her status 3 times, a supervisor was sent to check on her. When the supervisor reached the cabin, he saw a very strange scene. There was a pot of water on a stove with the stove burning. Her pillows, blanket and sheet were missing. The supervisor saw Stephanie's truck, but there was no sign of her. Within few hours, 12 law enforcement was at the scene, and within 2 hours, hundreds of people were searching for Stephanie. This was one of the biggest searches in Alberta, Canada. Searchers had help from canine dogs, helicopters, planes and volunteers. Stephanie had a daughter which stated her mother was an old pro at tower work and she was well known within the community. Sergeant Taniguchi believed Stephanie was likely attacked by another human. The union, which represent the lookout attendants, issued a $20,000 reward for Stephanie or any clues about her disappearance. Helicopters used FLIR equipment which shows body heat, but they had no success. On August 27th of 2009, after 3 years Stephanie went missing, the authorities stated they had no clues in Stephanie's disappearance. The company that manages the lookout removed all directional signs that indicated how to drive to the lookout. Any abductor who wants to commit a crime is concerned of having multiple escape routes. They don't want to be seen or heard. There is only one road that leads to the cabin, which is long and lonely. This is risky for any criminals. It's also worth mentioning the US and Canada government have the ability to use satellite to see what happened to Stephanie because it happened in open space. But that didn't happen. Stephanie Stewart was never found. On September 9, 2004, 47 years old Richard Lee traveled from his home in Hobart, Washington to Kolchak Lake. He was planning to stay for 2 days to camp and enjoy the nature. This lake sits in a bowl with no trees around it. During the 2 days he was staying there, he called his brother and let him know everything was fine and he just wanted to say hello. This was the last time anybody heard from Richard. When Richard didn't show up at his house, it didn't sound any alarms to the family, because they knew he was an experienced and well-prepared camper. On September 15th, a week after Richard went for camping, he still wasn't home and Mrs. Lee knew something was wrong. She let the authorities know of the situation and a search was started on the same day. Searchers found Richard's car parked at the trailhead, and then they were flown into the lake and started to search the area. It took some time for the searchers to find Richard's camp because Richard liked to hike off trail and camp in areas where others would not. Searchers found Richard's tent and his rolled up sleeping bag in the tent 500 feet off the trail. They also found his food up on a tree so bears couldn't get to it. Searchers claim the scene looked like as if Richard just walked away from the camp. Everything in the tent was so neat that it seemed Richard was ready to come back. Searchers looked for Richard with the help of helicopters, planes and volunteers for 4 days and never found a single trace of him. Richard Lee was never found. 8 years old Ashley Christensen went to Barrier Chaparral Vacation Ranch on the outskirts of Tisdale, Saskatchewan, Canada with her twin sister Lindsay and her mother in July of 1994. The ranch the family was staying at had lots of vegetation and it was beautiful. The guests can enjoy variety of activities such as fishing, canoeing, trail rides and others. On July 14, 1994, Mrs. Christensen had to leave the ranch to deliver some products to some of the local farmers and ranchers' wives. Ashley and Lindsay stayed at the ranch with some friends. The girls decided to go horseback riding and have a race on the foot on the way back. When they were running back to stables, Ashley told the others she knew of a shortcut and took another trail than others. Lindsay and friends reached the stables, but Ashley never arrived. Lindsay got worried and let the ranch authorities know Ashley is missing. The ranch authorities did a quick search, and after not finding a single trace of Ashley, they let the local authorities know of the situation. Within 3 days, there were 4 airplanes, 4 canine dog teams, 1 helicopter equipped with FLIR, and over 500 searchers looking for Ashley. The area around the ranch is very swampy with thick vegetations. On the first 3 days of the search, the area was hit by heavy rains which removed whatever tracks that might have existed. The shortcut Ashley took was a clear path and well marked. A person would not be confused which direction to take. After 2 weeks of searching and not finding a single trace of Ashley, the government called off the search. Lots of locals stayed in the area and kept searching for Ashley, but all the efforts were fruitless. In the September of the same year, more than 2 months after Ashley went missing, a hunter came upon a young girl's skeleton 4.5 miles south of the ranch Ashley went missing. The skeleton was found in a very rugged and swampy area. The hunter let the authorities know, and later they claimed that was Ashley's skeleton. They also found a pair of her shorts and 1 shoe. They also said they hadn't searched this area because they didn't think Ashley could get there because how rugged and tough it was. How Ashley died in Barrier Chaparral Ranch remains a mystery to this day.